Hey, hi, hello, how are you? How's your computer doing? Is it running well? Are you having any problems at all? Well, I've got some solutions, or I don't really. I have always used PCs. I'm a Mac user as well, um, and I've never ever really had any problems. I used to, but then I don't now because I kind of learned what to do, and I found a way of using the computer that just means I don't have any problems. And I hope you don't too. So the sorry, I'm messing around with my cameras. I'm trying some different things. I'm shaking it up. I'm doing this a little bit crazy. So let me. I must focus. So, how to get your computer to run a little bit better and keep running better, gooder. There's something to note about Macs, by the way, that if you buy a Mac, then the chance that they don't really go wrong. To be honest with you, you don't really have to do anything on a Mac. But my point about a Mac would be the point I would make about them is that they are very competitive company and they are always trying to make their machines thinner, smaller, compacter, neater, better looking, aesthetic, boosh that, and they're always and they're a company that makes hardware and creates new designs of hardware. So when they have like the latest version of hardware and the newest, slinkiest, brand new technology machines, it's possible that some of the older software is not going to be very responsive to the new hardware. Um, and they're not really interested in going backwards and updating the software to make it work. I mean, they will because they're just going to have a nightmare of returns and whatnot. But they do say that if you do have a Mac, it's got like a shelf life of about 3 years, and then you should think about updating, stick it on eBay, get 2/3 of the money you paid for it back, and buy a new one. So every 3 years, give 400 quid or so to Apple and upgrade to a new machine. That's what I used to do. Not anymore because I use a PC, which is what this tutorial is going to be about. So I use a very small program that I can sort of share with you now. If I just open my Chrome, I can show you. Oh, it's over there. Sorry, it's on the other screen. I'll just bring it over to you. See, I've got this green flooded everywhere. Um, don't restore. So this is actually the third time I've attempted to do this tutorial. I tried an earlier one where I had music playing in the background and it was way too loud. So I've now got rid of the music and I'm doing a version that's got no music. So if you want to run the program, it's by a company called GlarySoft. If you just type that in and go to glarysoft.com, it's very easy. It's called Glary Utilities 5. Hit the download button. It will download. If you're using Chrome, down in the bottom right hand corner, you'll see it's downloaded there. I don't know what if I'm just minimizing the browser. Everything I download goes to my desktop, so that's the file I've just downloaded. If you want to change where things download, you hit the three dots on Chrome. In the top right hand corner, hit those three dots, go down to settings, go down to advanced, and then downloads. And then here is where you change where you can download things that you download via the browser. This is not apps, this is files that you've downloaded. So this is where you direct it. So I put everything on my desktop. The reason I want to mention the desktop is that it's very important, I think, to keep your desktop clean all the time, because I have a belief, I don't know if this is true and it might be out of date information, but I have a belief that if I've got a clean desktop, then it's keeping my RAM nice and clear. It's not using lots of resources. So you can get things called shortcuts. I don't want to be patronizing. If you know what they are, apologies. But shortcuts usually have a little arrow in the corner to tell you it's a shortcut. And they are just like pointers to the main bigger file buried deep in your hard drive somewhere. So shortcuts on your desktop are usually fine, although I think it looks terrible. But what don't do, so if you do download something as I just have, like this file here, it's not very big. I don't know if I can look at the properties for it. It's a 17 megabytes, so that's about 15 floppy disks back in the day. So it's not really a very big file at all. And I will delete this within the next few seconds. But first of all, I'm going to install it. So I double click the exe file. I'm not going to close Chrome because and there's a reason for that. I'm just going to minimize it for now, and then I'm going to run this installation. It says welcome to Glary Utilities 5.151. Now what it does is once it's installed, it will keep checking to make sure. I'll just make my camera a little bit bigger because more of me. So you can't too little of me, too much of me. I don't know. All right. So once it's installed, it will keep checking to make sure you've got the latest version. And if a new version does come out, it will immediately pop up a link or a pop-up window to say, why don't you install the latest version? All I say is when it does that, and I can't show you, I can't replicate it because I've got the latest version. But once it does that, just follow the instructions, or just go back rather than clicking the update button. Just go back, just close it all down and go back to glarysoft.com and go through this process that we've just gone through again. The reason I say that is if you click the button within the pop-up window saying it's time to update your software, it will take you to other download file sites and try and sell you things, which always makes me feel a little bit uneasy. So you can do it, and if you do it, just be very careful what you're clicking. For example, they'll have a button that's bright green, which is the Buy Me Now button, and the Get the Free version will be like in dull grey. So they do these little tricks to try and get you to buy it. So it's not really nice of them. But I recommend just going straight to the glarysoft.com website and downloading the latest version, always from there. But they'll remind you when it's time to get the latest version. So installing it, I'm just going to, with you now, read through this, because it's very important that we read through this license agreement. It's going to take us about 20 minutes, so sit back. I'm only joking. Of course, we agreed to that. Absolutely no problem at all. You decide where you want to install it. I'm going to just go to the default. Yes, it says create desktop icon, a quick launch icon. Fine, don't care. I'm not going to opt into sending little bits of my activities to a company I know nothing about, because I actually don't know anything about Glarysoft. I don't know if they're a nice company, if they're ethically sound. I know nothing about them. So if you're into that kind of thing, then by all means do your own checks. And then I'm just going to run the program. Now, what it's done automatically is it's opened up Chrome, and here it is trying to sell me stuff. They do that a lot. I'm minimizing Chrome. Just ignore it. Scan for issues. Now it might find some issues because I've just opened Chrome and there's a couple of websites there like that. Glarysoft websites probably put little bits of tracks or files on my computer, but I have just run this in a similar tutorial to this, or exactly the same tutorial. You know, the version with the music that didn't work, and I did that, and it had no problems. So the chances are it's not going to say any problems, but it's not abnormal for it to find gigabytes and gigabytes of temporary files from the internet. If it ever does find a problem with your disk, that's time to start thinking about backing up your hard drive, absolutely, and thinking about doing a fresh install of Windows. And you might look at this pop-up here. It's saying it needs to close the cache to clean the cache on Chrome. Do you want Glary Utilities to close Chrome? Go yes. So it's found 86. So just by opening Chrome once, there's 86 little files been installed. Nodes, log files. See all this? What is all that stuff? But I don't like it on my computer. Get it out of here. And it's also found, even though I've just run this recently, 44 megabytes has. What is that? I don't know. It's a bunch of stuff. Browser files, I don't know, Google Chrome cache. So it's doing all this in the background all the time. So it's really healthy. Can you imagine if you don't run this, how this is going to build up? That I ran this literally a few seconds ago, and I've not done anything else on the computer, but 44 megs has found its way into my temporary files folder. It's, I mean, I don't think there's anything malicious in any of that, by the way. I just think I just don't like it. I don't want it. Get it out of here. So I'm going to click repair problems, and off it goes. It's done it already. So that's done it. Now, obviously, mine was actually in good nick and pretty clean, but you'll find that it finds lots of things. It's extremely satisfying to run Glary Utilities, but once a month, I would say, is fine. And when it says there's an update, do it, because there's chances are the update is because there's a new piece of spyware that's been discovered, or something untoward has been invented that Glary have been notified about and are tackling. So that is my advice. If you run Glary Utilities, by the way, I'm not sponsored by them. Must I say, I don't know anything about them. It's just something I happened across in my ventures through the internet in the past. Highly recommended. And only because I don't have computer problems. Never have computer problems because I keep my Windows up to date. I keep my operating system up to date. I keep all my drivers up to date, especially my graphics drivers. As soon as I see a message saying update it, I update it, never leave it. I also keep my desktop nice and clean. I keep my files nice and ordered. And yeah, aren't I a clever boy? So I hope you found that useful. If you haven't, then I apologize because that's been 10 minutes wasted of your life. But yeah, anyway, I hope you have found it useful. I'm going to start making these little videos and putting away in a little, I'll create a little playlist called How To or something. And I'll just keep sharing little gems like this that I found get me through life and make my life hassle-free, and tools like computers don't start causing me grief. Okay, have a lovely day. Be kind, be safe, and I'll see you again. Cheers, bye.